Atlanta's Public Works Department wants to clean up all the gravel it used during last week's winter storm. Crews were out on major roads last night cleaning up all the material dumped by those spreader trucks. If you live or work in Atlanta, you're probably having a hard time keeping your car clean and breathing fresh air. The problem, the road debris from the response to last week's storm.
Yeah, a lot of it out there. Fox 5 has learned about a mistake which has led to the city streets remaining filthy a full 5 days after the precipitation ended. Fox 5's Morse Diggs joins us live from Atlanta City Hall with more on that.
You know, all last week we talked about one storm fighting tool more than any other, the spreader. The idea is to spread the sand and stone evenly across the road. Now, City of Atlanta crews have those, but private companies hired to assist brought in other equipment, including dump trucks, and literally dumped the stuff onto the road and then tried to spread it. The Public Works boss is telling council members it's his fault. Buckhead Car Wash is getting plenty of business as motorists want to clean up and get rid of sand and chemicals splashed on their vehicles from last week's ice storm. But look at this. Better not bring that fresh washed car into downtown Atlanta or drive on streets miles out in any direction. Your vehicle simply will be coated again from all the stuff road crews use, layers of it left on Atlanta streets. Remember last week we saw piles like this of slush from that storm? Well, on a day like today, there's no slush out here. This is sand and rock left over.
It's very hard to breathe just walking to the Capitol. We came back from the Capitol and it's hard to breathe. The dust is everywhere. It's in our eyes.
I've passed people on the street who've been waiting for public transportation and they look like they're in Morocco or somewhere. They're so wrapped up to try to keep the dust off of them.
City Councilman Michael Bond told me he spoke to the Public Works Commissioner to find out why the streets are such a mess 5 days after the sleet ended. The manager told him private contractors hired to assist did not deploy all the right equipment.
They were not specific enough about the type of equipment that they were soliciting. So people responded and said, hey, yeah, I can help you get this dirt out. But they didn't necessarily have spreaders or maybe some of those smaller bobcats that people see.
Or dump trucks.
Or dump trucks.
And dumped it.
And dumped it. And then they manually spread it on the street.
What we're seeing here is not what's left behind sand spreading. It's evenly distributed, and therefore you wouldn't have this much debris left with the dust and the rocks and all of that.
Now, that is the president of the PACE union, one of the city's largest unions. She wanted to make it clear to all of you that if you're upset about your car being dirty and nasty, don't blame the city employees. They had the spreaders. Now, for the next several evenings, the city is asking residents, anybody in Atlanta, that if you can try to keep your car off the road after 8 o'clock, they're going to need the next several nights to try to get all this stuff sucked up off the roads. Reporting live from downtown Atlanta, I'm Morse Diggs, Fox 5 News.